Hey team, hope you're good. Off the back of the last one the other morning, I've got a lot of feedback about how the more casual and less over the top videos, pre-planned and all of that sort of stuff, how much people loved them. And so I thought I would hit you with a new video today, a new walk and talk, all about something that I think is wildly important and not many people or not many coaches are really thinking about when it comes to their marketing. Very often you'll hear me talk about having multiple sources of leads and sales, but I want to talk about a very practical way of looking at it to be able to gauge exactly what it is that you need to be focusing upon in terms of maximizing your leads and sales inside your coaching business. What should you be using? There is a million and one different things out there that you can use to grow your coaching business. And whenever you hear a mentor say there's only one way to grow a coaching business in 2024, 2025, whenever you're listening to this, just know that, funnily enough, they all work to an extent. So it's an absolute load of rubbish that there's only one way. And in terms of how well they work, sure, there's strategies that work better than other strategies across the board, but another massive variable is how well does it work for you personally, your personality, your niche, your price point. Everything in between needs to be taken into account when you're looking to maximize the leads and sales that are coming into your coaching business. So to have a quick chat here about how to look at multiple sources of leads and sales, I wanted to look at it from a different angle, which again isn't really talked about very often, but it's how these things work together. Instead of looking at them as individual strategies, individual ways of generating clients, instead looking at them as ways in which they can all generate clients, but how well they work together as a marketing machine to onboard as many coaching clients as humanly possible in the most seamless way possible, in the most repeatable way possible as well. And a big example of this, I shared this on the private podcast this week, and I might throw up for a tiny little bit edited what people were saying inside the group about this episode. Melanie saying she froths on on these Monday morning kickstart episodes every week. And then other people saying they hit every single time. What I was talking about was about understanding the both short and long tail to any marketing strategy that you do. So understanding what is the immediate benefit when it goes well, what is the long-term benefit when you know it's there and you make the most out of it. Because so many coaches out there are utilizing strategies in a way in which they think it either works now or every other thing that could possibly have come out the other side of that strategy has failed, or they're bad leads or whatever it may be. Case in point, just imagine somebody gets 100 leads through a lead magnet, a 5-day challenge, a paid challenge, onto a live masterclass, whatever it may be. Let's say that 3 people buy, they'll go three good leads, 97 bad ones, on to the next, right? And they'll forget about the other 97. Whereas when you realize that those other 97 people are people who have been positively impacted by you in some sort of a way, whether it is a 5-day live experience where they were very, very involved, or they might have just not been very involved, but they still saw your emails, they read a few of your emails, realized that you were the real deal, saw some of the proof, saw some of the big aha moments, and you impacted them in some sort of a way. That's 97 people that you can now have permission to market to for a very low cost, probably at the same amount of time, money, energy, and effort as emailing the rest of your list, because they're just on the list now, and they already have impact. You know their problem aware, they're seeking out a solution, and now for a very, very small amount of time, money, energy, and effort, if you know how to utilize that email list, then you have a huge opportunity to have some of the easiest book calls, the highest quality, coming onto your diary every single day of the week. I actually did a post the other day where I was saying that we monitor where every single lead, every single book call comes from, every single sale originally came from, what was their entry point, what was the point in which they booked the call, and then of course the amount of revenue that we generated from each inverted commas channel, as it were. And so when we do this, I was able to see that in the last 30 days, the most number of book calls that we had was from email lists, the most amount of sales, therefore quite natural, without anything being weird. The most sales came from email lists, the most amount of revenue inside the business outside of our recurring revenue came from the email list. And how does that work? Well, instead of us going, hey, let's run 5-day challenges, let's run live masterclasses, let's run lead magnets and things like that, and the sales that we get, great, and then the sales that we don't, we just move on to the next one. Instead, what we do is we run these things, we get names and email addresses, sometimes we take phone numbers, and we communicate with these people in a really valuable way every single week. 5 to 7 emails per week. We're sending them YouTube videos like this twice per week, sending them other emails which are giving them templates and freebies and private trainings just for the email list, specifically on how to do X, Y, and Z. So we're really nurturing and leading with value all the time until they're ready, rather than us bending their arm behind their back until they're ready to work with us. We actually just wait until we've had enough of an impact on them from a free standpoint for them to book a call. But the great thing is that it takes me a very small amount of time to be able to talk about all the stuff that we talk about for growing a coaching business. What's working right now is an ever-evolving landscape, and therefore it's very easy to have new data all the time, new systems, new strategies of what's working right now, and being able to share it with the list. And so every single day when we share any emails, even if there's not a link to book a call and we send somebody to a YouTube video like this, many people will watch this video right here, they'll go into the description down below and they'll book a free ad strategy session with us. Guess what? It's a call in which we don't even pitch on it. But so many times when we go onto that call, and I'm talking about like 80-90% of the time, we just turn up with value. We turn up with building out an ad strategy session for each person that we work with. And about 10-15 minutes in, they always just say to us, so how does this work if I was to do this with you? How does this work if I was to work with you to implement these ad strategies and use your templates and this, that, and the other? What does support look like? And all of these types of questions. So albeit that we don't have any pressure on these calls to talk about our product, people will book calls from even these types of emails. Okay, so this is how it can work when you're not looking at strategies as they're either working strategies or not working strategies, or almost just as bad. The leads that you get that convert immediately are the only ones that are worth caring about. Now, the example that I was going to talk about here was Ben posted inside our group. In fact, actually, he came onto the live Q&A and then he sent me a message afterwards with the finer details of it. But he just did over 40k cash collected in a single week from an email and organic strategy. So he had no ad spend whatsoever, and it could even look like just like what some people might be thinking right here. So do I not need Facebook ads? Is it that I just need an email list? Well, we grow the email list through Facebook ads. The same thing with Ben here. So Ben, he runs a live masterclass every single week, and I mean it, like every single week. The same masterclass, and he has done for years. Is the ads run 7 days a week. They're always filling up the next one. The second that he goes on to the live masterclass, it starts filling up the people for the next week's masterclass. He turns up to the masterclass. He then pitches. He originally used to pitch his product, and he would have a very small amount of book calls, sure, high quality, because he was generating leads and book calls from people who already knew the product, the price point, all of that sort of stuff. But when he came to Glasgow for our live event, we did a private get together for Systems of Scale, and Ben said everything's amazing, every single masterclass I do is very profitable, things are growing so quickly. He was buzzing with everything. So he said, so probably my biggest challenge for you, Neil, is tell me how to get more revenue and more profitability from each masterclass that I do. And I said to him, right, okay, so what's it like in terms of show rates? What's it like in terms of cost per lead? What's it like in terms of booked calls? And when he told me about the number of booked calls, I said, there's your biggest opportunity. We can always move the needle on anything, but the biggest opportunity was to increase the volume of booked calls, to increase his volume of real daily opportunity to be making sales. And so I said to him, for the next masterclass, I want you to test out not going into a long pitch and overcoming objections and all of those things around your product. You've already overcome objections, mentioned the product a whole bunch of times, shared proof throughout the masterclass content, as it were, anyway. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to just say to them, if you're interested in knowing more about investing, how it can work for you, book in for a strategy session, right? So it was like high value call, something along the lines of that. I said, do that pitch instead. Just test it out. We'll do it for 2 so that we've got enough data, and we'll go from there. He actually didn't message me about it at all. Didn't bring anything up. He just kept saying, yep, going really well. So I was like, okay, cool. We'll just, we'll keep rocking with that then, Ben. Then he turned up to Miami and I said, how's things going? He was like, things have gone absolutely mental since we made that change. He said that one change there has like 4, 5, 6x usually the amount of book calls that he gets from each of the master classes, but people are still turning up super warm, wanting to know about the product, wanting to sign up. And he was like, so my cash collected from each one has just gone completely through the roof. However, to get back to the story here about utilizing these different strategies together, Ben could not have done a 40k week from one social media post and one email if he was taking our templates, that we cherry picked the perfect ones for him. But if he was to take our templates and put those out there, had he not ran a masterclass every week for the last 2 years, he would not have done a 40k cash collected week. This is down to the fact that he has impacted so many people through the trainings. He has impacted so many people by showing up on social media. He's impacted those people so much through sending 2 to 3 emails every single week as well. And so when you're not looking at strategies like social media, people look at it like they're posting so that they can get leads. Now, don't get me wrong, you're 100% posting so that you can either impact somebody through education, impact somebody through objection handling, impact somebody through, you know, a thought-provoking aha moment, you know, many different things. But you're doing that so that you can get somebody to want to jump in to your link in bio, that wants to jump in to your DMs and ask more, or ask about your product, or want to book a call with you. However, simultaneously, you want your social media to be something that grows your audience. You want your social media to be something that is moving a whole bunch of people. So if you're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people to reach out to you in the DMs, think about the 1,412 people that also saw the post. You're moving those people further down the line in the direction of being ready to be that person to reach out to you in the DMs. But it also impacts if you do a super spike offer. The content that you do in the run up to the super spike offer drastically dictates the outcome of that offer that you're going to share. Same thing's true if you're going to run 5-day challenge, lead magnet. If you're going to run 5-day challenge, lead magnet, live masterclass, anything that you want people to attend or reach out for free is massively going to be impacted by the content that you put out there. And so that's going to impact things. If you've got an email list, do you think having an email list of 10,000 people really matters if you never contact them? Absolutely not. It's really going to do next to nothing, no matter how good that email is in which you send out to them, to, you know, try and fly out the gates with a really well worded email. It's going to take time. It takes time to nurture them. It takes time to move them closer to wanting to become a coaching client. And so if you want your marketing to really bang, you need to, of course, have the right strategies in place, but you need to be able to look at things as both short-term and long-term outcomes. Short-term is, what can I do to turn this effort into coaching clients in the next 7 days? We always talk about that as 7 days through social media organic offers, 5-day challenges, lead magnets, live masterclasses, messenger ads, boosted post strategies, DM strategies, all the strategies that we have. We've got over 180 strategies that we cherry pick from for each individual coach. We're always focused on getting clients, don't get me wrong. A lot of coaches come to us and I think they think that I'm going to be really excited when they say to me, look, I'm a long-term thinker, I want to do a lead magnet just to grow my email list, or I want to do this just to grow my email list, or I want to do this just to get new followers. We've got all the strategies to grow your email list. We've got all the strategies to grow your follower count and all of those different things. However, we always tie them into systems and strategies that end up with high volume of conversions into clients. But the second thing is that we always have the follow-up strategies there for each of our clients. We have how to send daily emails, how to plan them, templates for those daily emails, high value, high conversion email templates, so that they can once per week really move the needle on the people who are in there and get them to want to book a call, make a purchase, or many of the other things that you might want them to do, join masterclasses or whatever it may be. And so when you're looking at the strategies that you're going to run, you want to always ask yourself, what is the short-term opportunity here? What is the long-term opportunity? And if you are only maximizing the short-term opportunity, you are going to be working your tail off consistently to get leads and sales. You're going to be working your tail off to grow your coaching business. You're going to be working your tail off month to month, always fighting to get to the break-even point, to get past it, to get to the next level. That's always going to be there. The stress is always going to be there. When you start focusing upon the short term, never forget it. But when you start focusing upon the short term, but then you also focus upon the long term as well, and you start looking at any of these strategies as great ROI on the front end, fantastic, but look at all these bonus assets that I get. You see us sharing this all the time. People running 5-day challenges with 300, 400, 500, 600 people in them and telling us that they've got like a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes 12, 15, 30 times ROI on these strategies. But guess what they're walking away with? They're walking away with like 200, 300, 400, 500 people joining the email list who are yet to buy it. They're literally growing an email list for free, hundreds at a time, through this mechanism of not looking at things only on the short term. So that's why when people are in our full private coaching or systems of scale, where we're not only focused upon ads, we of course have all the ad strategies for them. We work very closely on scaling quickly with ads. The shortcut to growing a coaching business is through utilizing advertising, but we also have everything there in terms of growing an email list, nurturing an email list, growing an SMS list, nurturing an SMS list, growing your socials, nurturing them, and then the high converting super spike offers that land on game plans between every 4 and 6 weeks on each coach's game plan that we work with as well. And so that's the be all and end all for this one. I hope this has been impactful to you. I hope it's given you some aha moments about how you look at your marketing strategies, making sure that number one, you're picking the right ones for you, not just what somebody else says is the inverted commas only way to grow a coaching business. That's always number one, making sure they're right for you. Number two is always making sure that you're never reliant on one source of leads and sales. And number three is those strategies that you do utilize, making sure that you're fully capitalizing on both the short term and, most importantly, I would say, the long term of those strategies. So what do you get in terms of 7-day sales from any of the efforts that you make? That could be ad spend, that could be time, energy and effort. And then what do you get on the other side of it? What do you get in terms of an ROI in the long term from this as well? Just like I said, with my own business, last 30 days, most book calls, most new clients, most revenue into the business or new revenue into the business came specifically from the email list. But that all came from strategies that priority was about getting leads and sales over the line, in the space of 7 days. 5-day challenges, live masterclasses, lead magnet funnels, All of those things had opportunities to book calls. All of these things that I did were profitable within days. And then that email list grew for free, and now it is probably the most valuable asset inside my coaching business. So think about those 3 steps, and most importantly, that 3rd step, I'll say it again, thinking about the short-term results that you get from any strategy, making sure that they're profitable. It's very important to make that a thing. You don't want to have a loss leader by any means, but then thinking about the long term, really important. Other than that, like, subscribe, comment if you're a really good person, all those good things. And if you're liking these more casual walk and talk conversations, let me know below as well. Take care.